And you're the people that are doing it. Very, very proud of all of you. Under the Trump administration, the DOJ and the FBI will once again become the premier crime-fighting agencies on the face of the earth. People ask me, what am I going to do about law enforcement all the time? The fake news back there, they're asking me that all the time. What am I going to do? And when are you going to do it? And I answer them by saying I've already done most of it by appointing the people that I've appointed. They're sitting right here. They've done most of it. I don't do it. They do it. Right, Pam? I think, oh, you are so tough. They just don't know yet.
President Donald Trump gives an update on the Epstein files. The identity of the reporter who smacked the president with a mic has been revealed. Democrats continue to burn their party down to the ground as they go against what Americans want. And Borders Czar Tom Homan exposes the Biden administration for letting millions of illegal immigrants into the country. I got a lot of information to share with you guys today, starting with the president talking about some much awaited classified files. Watch.
There's a lot of intrigue surrounding the release of the Epstein files, Martin Luther King files, John F. Kennedy files. Some current and former FBI agents are saying, some of them telling me, that they feel the FBI establishment came out ahead in the standoff sort of with the New York FBI field office over releasing the records, and your Attorney General Pam Bondi demanding them but not getting all that she wanted. Is that process still on track? I think that's one of the most often questions I've been asked the last couple of days, to release these records on Epstein, MLK, and JFK.
Well, Pam Bondi's done a phenomenal job in every respect. And there could have been some holdback. I haven't heard too much about it, but they could. But the bottom line is the records are getting out. The Kennedy records are getting out. Those are the ones they really wanted to see the most, were the Kennedys. And during my administration, as you know, I released a lot of them, but then a lot of people started coming in, people that I respected, people that worked for the administration, asked me not to release the rest. And I respected that. They gave me certain reasons, but I respected that. And I did say, I must tell you, I said that probably wish I did release the whole thing because I have no idea what's in there. But since then they found, and we found 2,000 more documents on Kennedy. And the one they want most is Kennedy, and it's going to be released. It's moving along, and it's moving along pretty rapidly. It doesn't go that rapidly.
Weeks maybe, or longer?
I say weeks. Yeah, I say weeks.
I wish he asked about who these people were who didn't want these files to be released. You know what I mean? Because this proves that there are some very influential individuals who will be affected by a lot of this. Which reminds me of something that RFK Jr. posted on his Instagram account from last year. It's a supposed conversation between then President Trump and former Judge Andrew Napolitano.
In my last conversation with President Trump in the White House, he called me a lot. And this is after January 6th, so it's 2 weeks before, or a week before he's leaving office. He wanted to run past me the names of people he was going to pardon and sentences he was going to commute. He wanted my opinion on them. Some of them I knew. I said, how you doing? He said, not too well. And he went off into a tangent about what he thought happened with the election. I said, you made a promise to the public many times and to me privately that you haven't kept. What? I'll take care of it right now. I said, you promised you would release the records of the JFK assassination. He said to me, Judge, if they showed you what they showed me, you wouldn't have released it either. And I said, who's they and what did they show you? And then he said, Judge, someday when we're on the phone, and then he raised his voice, and there aren't 15 people listening to the phone call, back to a normal voice, I'll tell you.
Oh, my God.
I mean, this makes it sound even worse. Who are they? Probably somebody in the intelligence community. What did they show him? JFK's brains blown out?
This is it. It was said by one person that after the Kennedy assassination, there has been no president. They have only been factotums of the system since then. Yeah. It may well be the most decisive event in modern American history. Right.
Urgent warning, guys. The job market is collapsing. The economy is shrinking fast. Layoffs are skyrocketing. The Trump tariffs are already shaking industries. The media won't tell you this, but most high-paying jobs, they're disappearing. And the ones that do remain, they're soon going to be out of reach. But here's the good news, guys. I've put together a list of 30 plus jobs that pay around $100,000 per year without a degree. These are recession-proof jobs, and some are even set to explode in demand thanks to this economic shakeup. No college degree required, no student debt, just real jobs that pay. But I promise, guys, this list is not going to be available forever. So get it right now. Get it before these jobs are flooded by the competition. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link down below so you can get your free list of the 30 plus jobs that pay over $100,000 without a college degree. So download this list before it's too late. Here's hoping that the president sticks to his word and gets these files out to the public. Now, on the topic of mysteries, and actually, hopefully he got these videos out already by the time I release this video. But now on the topic of mysteries, the mystery of the reporter who hit the president in the face with a mic has been solved. Her name's Danielle Kurtzleben, and she works for NPR, a mostly left-leaning news organization that has its headquarters in Washington, D.C. Now, for anybody who might not have seen the footage, here it is.
Impressed by that. Mr. President, walk us through the tariffs.
Mr. President, obviously you're concerned. You're concerned about the situation in Gaza. What are the hopes now to get the hostages back?
She just became a big story tonight, right? Yes, sir. Did you see that?
Laura Boomer on X revealed that Danielle is a massive Trump hater and an LGBTQ advocate. Why am I not surprised? It said that she also suggested during the 2024 campaign that President Trump only spoke in Howell, Michigan because it has ties to the KKK, which makes you question if she hit the president in the face on purpose. And even deeper than that, was there anything on that mic that she used? I'm just saying, because we all saw that it hit the president right on the mouth. This would have been an honest mistake if she couldn't hold the mic properly. But different angles of the interview show that she was purposefully holding the mic upside down, which is a very unorthodox method given that she's using a mic that's normally positioned above whoever's talking, not in their face. Now, it's possible that she saw a chance to try and embarrass the president, but it's not working as much because a lot of people online are calling for her to resign from her position. On her X account that's now private, it reads that she's a quote, NPR presidential campaign correspondent 2024 and a real piece of work. Well, I'm certain that other people are calling her a piece of, let's just say, everything else than just work. But moving on, guys, Democrats are once again doing what a majority of the country never asked for. They're criticizing the Trump administration for deporting illegal immigrants who belong to gangs. By the way, if you guys appreciate the daily news updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Borders are Tom Homan. He talked to Stephen A. Smith about illegals and why the Biden administration let so many of them in. Hale C, for example, who made a literal webinar to inform people how they can avoid ICE. And then, of course, there's the clear pushback from some within the left.
Just for context, this Alien Enemies Act is something that hasn't been used since World War II, and back then it was used to justify Japanese internment camps. So in this federal ruling from the judge over the weekend, he essentially barred the Trump administration, or tried to, from going forward with deporting non-U.S. citizens under this Alien Enemies Act. And included in that ruling was to turn around any planes currently in the air carrying people by that order. The White House appears to have done it anyway. There's a lot of questions around the timing of when they did this. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said hundreds of dangerous members of Tren de Aragua, which is a foreign terrorist organization, a Venezuelan gang, were deported. And the ACLU claims that several of the people who were deported were not, in fact, Tren de Aragua members, and that is the due process that they were asking for through the courts. Hours after that lawsuit was filed, the judge essentially agreed with the ACLU in temporarily barring the Trump administration from continuing forward, but we know where that led.
If Democrats continue this kind of battle, they're going to lose 10 times out of 10. It's like they didn't learn from last year's election. Americans don't want criminals from other countries residing here and taking asylum inside the United States. And so here's my question. Do any of you guys think that this judge would let any of these criminals stay in his house? Let me know, guys. Now, I want to redirect you guys to a recent live stream I did where I talked about the continued spiral of the Democratic Party and why it does not pay to be woke under the Trump administration. Make sure you guys check that out. As always, appreciate you hitting the like button and subscribing. We'll see you next time.